Hey, welcome to the Relentless Positivity Fitness Podcast. I'm your host, Joe Martin, and you might not know this about me, but I run a mentoring program for kids called Relentless Positivity Mentoring. Thought of that name myself, RPM, see how that works. But it's for kids 10 to 14-year-olds who just want to feel better about their bodies and want to build some confidence and just have a trusted adult they can talk to. We help them do role playing with bullying, we help them with the fitness stuff, sports, whatever it is, just to kind of build their confidence up. I started that because I saw the stat that the second leading cause of death for 10 to 14-year-olds is suicide. And I had to do something about it. So anyway, so I started RPM, and because I saw so many kids are hurting, and just couldn't watch it happen. We're losing too many of these kids to anxiety and depression, and suicide. I had to do something. So, and one thing we talk about all the time with these kids is like doing hard things is a gift. It's not a punishment. It's not a chore. It's a gift that you give yourself. I think that's something as adults, we need to remember that too. It's easy to forget when your legs are shaking during those squats, or the kids are arguing, the inbox is full, your brain is screaming. They're just saying, I don't have time for this fitness or whatever it is. It's easy, right? But here's the truth. When you show up and do the hard things, whether it's that workout, setting a boundary you need to set, setting no to junk food, or just not quitting when things get uncomfortable, you're training your body. You're building your confidence. You're building discipline, self-respect. And that's what relentless positivity is all about. It's not pretending everything's sunshine and roses, but choosing strength and purpose again and again. And science backs this up. The struggle literally changes your brain. It sharpens your focus, builds resilience, makes you more capable in every part of your life. So if today feels hard, if you missed a workout or had a setback or just feel like you're falling behind, you're not. That's part of the process. And the process is kind of the point. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need easy. You just need to keep showing up. And you know what a hard aspect for a lot of people in their health and fitness journey is sleep. So that's something I study a lot too. So that's one I'm fascinated with this topic. I think it's kind of the missing element for a lot of people, myself included. Because especially the older I get, the more I'm chasing that good sleep. You ever know? I think I brag now, but any of my life, I have a good night's sleep. You're going to hear about it. I'm going to brag about that. So, a great book on the subject is called Why We Sleep by Dr. Matthew Walker. And I want to kind of share 10 takeaways from that book that maybe, if nothing else, you'll find them interesting. But I hope that helps you keep lock in that, man, sleep is so important, but is it a priority? My goal here is to help it become more of a priority as currently in your life. So if you think about where it is a priority, 1 to 10, on a scale of 1 to 10, where's sleep on that priority list? We're going to try and bump it up at least 1. That's the goal anyways. We'll start strong right here. Sleep is essential for everything. Man, why do you need 10 things after that? And it's not a passage. There's a lot going on. It's a really important process. It's for memory and learning, emotional regulation, immune function, creativity and problem solving, hormonal balance, longevity. Pretty much everything in your life is happening. It's almost like your nature's reset button. And if you're not letting that completely go through that process, you're not fully charged, right? You're going to go through the next day 70% like your phone if you don't charge your phone overnight, things like that. It's a way to live an optimal life that not all of us are doing. So it's important for everything. That's number 1. So there's 9 more things, but that's if you quit listening today, that's all right. So, all right, the next one: adults need 7 to 9 sleep. 7 to 9 sleeps. You ever have kids and you're like, hey, we're only 3 sleeps away from Christmas, something like that. Anyway, back. Adults need 7 to 9 hours of sleep per night. Consistently getting less than 7 hours of sleep increases the risk of heart disease, diabetes, obesity, Alzheimer's, and cancer. It's going to impair your cognitive performance almost as much as being drunk, and it lowers fertility in both men and women. 7 to 9 hours sleep for adults. How many of us are getting that? Maybe not that many. Some of us, and if nothing else, shoot for that 7 to 9 hours of at least rest where you're in the bed for that long. Start there. If you're not getting that sleep, where you can't get consistent 7 to 9 hours of actual sleep, at least try to get rest. All right, number 3, you can't catch almost sleep. This one hurt me. Sleep depth accumulate, and sleeping in on weekends just doesn't undo the damage. Now, once REM sleep or deep sleep is missed, your body can't fully make it up later. That one kind of makes me sad because that's what I try to do on the weekends. Apparently it doesn't work. That explains why I get tired every now and then. Number 4, sleep is divided into stages, and you need all the stages. There's the NREM, the non-rapid eye movement. That's where physical restoration, immune boost, memory consolidation's going on. And then the more famous one, the REM, the rapid eye movement, that's emotional healing, creativity, learning. Hey, both are vital, and shortchanging your sleep shortchanges your brain and your body. All right, number 5, alcohol and sleep don't mix. Alcohol can make you drowsy, that's for sure, but it's going to fragment your sleep. It's going to block that REM we just talked about. Even a small amount disrupts deep sleep quality. So you may sleep, but you're not getting that good stuff. So number 6, on the other end, caffeine has a long half-life. The half-life of caffeine is about 5 to 7 hours. So a 2 p.m. coffee can still be in your system long after you thought it was gone, right? If you have a little trouble sleeping, like what's going on? Why can't I get to sleep? Maybe that caffeine you had in that afternoon. Even if you fall asleep, caffeine reduces that deep sleep quality again, just like the alcohol is going to affect that sleep quality, so will caffeine. Number 7, sleep deprivation makes you emotionally reactive. Your amygdala, that's what I call the lizard brain. That's when your fear, your emotion center, it becomes hyperactive. It sees everything as a threat, going to make you more on edge, so to speak, and you're more likely to be anxious, irritable, impulsive, or depressed. And number 8, sleep improves learning and memory. Kind of got into this a little bit earlier, but sleeping before learning preps the brain to absorb new info. So as I'm recording this right now, it's first day of school back in the city schools right here. I hope your kids got a good night's sleep. So that's going to help prep their brain to absorb new info. And sleep after learning helps move it over into long-term memory. There you go. And students and professionals should prioritize sleep, not pull all-nighters. Were you an all-nighter type of person? Did it ever work out? I did. I tried it once. I didn't do very well. I'm like, I can fail this on my own without staying up all night. So, number 9, teenagers are wired to sleep and wake later. Early school start times don't align with adolescent biology. Pushing school times to start later, it's going to help with academic performance, mental health, and safety. So what do we do? Not much you can do as a parent about school start times when they're, elementary, high school, middle age, but college, pick those later classes. You had that instinct anyway, didn't you? So, but what you can do is make sure that their bedtime is a priority. At least they get to bed on time. Maybe not waking up the time they would biologically be at their best, but you can look at, hey, at least we're getting that 9 hours of sleep these kids need. Get to bed on time. Don't let them stay up all night. And number 10, lack of sleep slowly is killing us. I know it's kind of a dramatic thing, but it contributes to chronic disease. Number 1, drowsy driving is just as dangerous as drunk driving. And then sleep deprived doctors and nurses make more medical errors. So sleep's literally killing people. If you're not getting enough of it, it can literally kill you or someone else. All right, so sleep's important, but hey, can we at least move it up one notch on the priority board? Getting to bed 30 minutes earlier, getting a little bit extra sleep, whatever you can do, making it a priority. Netflix is always going to be there. Doom scrolling is all going to be there the next day. I think if you look at your schedule, you plan things out, you can make it where sleep is a priority. Now, we'll get into sleep quality later about that, how to get that sleep quality and all that good stuff in future episodes. But for now, just think about how you can make sleep more of a priority in life and get more of it more often as possible. It's probably not good grammar, but that's all right. Well, hope you found this interesting. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys next week on the Relentless Positivity Fitness Podcast.